Hello, friend. Good day and welcome to this very important discussion. I want to show you how to generate table of contents, okay, using MS Word function. And there are two major things I'm going to show you now. One of them is to how to generate table of content when the file has only one session, and so you may want to number the pages number 1 to wherever it stops. And then the second thing is when the file has two different sessions, like a typical project thesis in the university, where you have what we call the front matter or the preliminary pages, and then the body of the work, and they have different kinds of numbering. Okay, so let me quickly take you straight to Word file and show you how this happens. Okay, this is a project work I did with some friends, but then the contents are not actually the same. There's some modification just for our learning. Okay, beautiful. So now this particular file is not numbered at all. Okay, there's no, we didn't insert any number on the pages, and then it has like one straight budget. It could be like a report in the office. You know, you've prepared a report and you want to put table of content in front of it. It means a lot in professional, environment, that somebody looks at your documents and at a glance they can see the content well arranged. Okay, so let me show you how to do that. First, if you want to insert page number, you under insert here, sorry, under insert here, you click insert. All right, and then you get to page number. You click on it, and then you may want to be sure of the format in question. If I click on format, you see that is numbered number 1 2 3 4, and that is what I want. So you keep it that way. You click OK, and then you come back and insert it where you want it to be, whether you want it to be on top or you want it to be bottom. And if it's at the bottom, the particular side where you want it. So let's put it at the center here. Okay, so that has put our number. So that is basically how to insert numbers on your document, and it runs that way up to the end of the document. Numbering is serially. Okay, and the end of the document is somewhere here, page 8. Okay, so this is not a big issue. So now, how do you generate table of content? By the way, you can generate table of content even when the document is not numbered. Okay, now how do you generate it? You see, there's something up here called style, and this style actually is where you indicate what you want to do. Okay, so there are headings like the base of the particular table of content. You know, you have the base, you have subsessions. So let's assume that the base is what we are starting with. So the base could be labeled heading 1, and then the subsection could be heading 2 3 4, depending on how long that stretches. Okay, so let's start with abstract. When I click on it, it is going to change the format and give it a default format. So if that is not the format you want in your work, you can quickly change to your original format. All right, so let's leave it that way. It has recognized that abstract is going to be part of our table of contents. Okay, all right. So the next thing we want to do is to move to the next session, and that is introduction. So let's call this number 1, session 1. So I highlight it, I click heading 1, so it has recognized it, so I call it 1. All right, so what's the next? The next one is literature review. So session 2, this could be a typical paper journal somebody is submitting. Okay, the next is research method and the material, and that's session 3. Okay, and then what next do we put there? Oh yeah, so watch out for my video on how to do table of list of figures and list of tables. They are simple to do. It's something you can learn. Okay, so the next is session 4, which is results presentation, and that's a result presentation and discussion. So session 4. Now this session 4 has subsets, and so the first one is 4.1. So 4.1 is noted. So you see this 4.1 is going to be subgroup. So I put it under heading 2. Okay, if I keep it in heading 1, it will make all of them to be uniform, but under heading 2 is going to give me a kind of indentation, shifting it by the side to show that it's under that particular one. Yeah. Okay, and then the next one is there's another one. Okay, this is it here. Okay, this is another 4.2 under that 4 point section 4. Okay, so that's it. And then let me just cut off something here so that it doesn't look longer than necessary. And then there's another one, the fourth one. So this is 4.3. So I use heading 2 also to keep it within under section 4. And then I think there's another one. Oh, conclusion and then recommendation. Now let me do something. Let me remove this recommendation first. We'll get back to it. As the conclusion is going to be the base. So heading 1. So you go to heading 1 and select heading 1. And that is section 5. I think there's the last thing there is reference. Oh, beautiful. So the reference is here. So it's also part of the base, heading 1. All right. Now let's go back to the beginning. So immediately under this topic, I want to just present the table of contents. How do you present it? Just come somewhere here. You see references. References, okay? Click on references. You go to table of contents. You select the style you want. So let me pick this one. I mean, it is left for you to choose what you want. So I pick it, it has dropped my table of contents. Complete, simple, straight to the point, with all the numbers identified. If this were to be a long document, any of them I click, all right, any of them I click will take me to the page. Now I left something out, and that thing is the conclusion. On that conclusion, I remove something, recommendation. If I correct anything on the table of contents, I just need to update the table of content and it will pick it automatically. So let's say and recommendations. Okay, so that is part of the corrections we have made. So let's return back to the base, to the table of content. I don't need to type it in the table of content. I'll just come here, and then on top, if I click to the top, it will show me that I can update this file. Okay, say update your table. I click on update and say update all the entire table. If it's only numbering I want to update, I'll click on that. So update all the entire table. Okay, I click on it, automatically that recommendation appears here. So that's how to handle table of contents for a file that has only one session. All right, so the one that looks a bit technical, but it's something you can learn, is when there is a case of a file with different sessions. But just follow me gradually and you will grab this. It's also simple to learn. So let me pull up this. This is similar paper, but I've added few other things to it so that we can use it for our learning. I added something here, certification page as part of the preliminary page. Okay, there's another one. This is abstract. This is dedication. This is acknowledgement. This is okay, I hope I'm right. This is abstract. Introduction now. So this is the body of the work. Okay, so following this one, what to do exactly is to first, because the preliminary, I want it to have the Roman figures, all right, Roman numerals. Okay, so we go to that format and we insert our numbering using that same method. So we go to insert page number, we format it because we want it to have, you know, Roman figures like one I. All right, so I click on this and I select exactly what I want to appear there, and I click OK. By the way, this one didn't have any numbering at all. I had not put any pagination here before. So to now put the pagination still under insert, page numbering, and then I click where I want it to insert it. Maybe at the center like before. I click on it, it has appeared there, but you see is Roman figures. All right, so that is it. Now, incidentally, even the page, the front page has it. And maybe the departmental requirement doesn't want you to number any front page. We can't remove it on our own, okay? Because, I mean, you can't remove it on your own because Word document automatically gives that space. It recognizes the first page as number 1. But we can make it implicit, or what some people will call disappear, so that the counting starts from II. To do it is also very, very simple. What you need to do is to click on that particular, you see where we have the first one, click on it to activate it. You put your cursor there, you can double click it to activate it. Now it has activated it. You see some other things came up here that were not there before. Design. If I remove it, you see there's no design there again. All right, so when you come back, you double click on it, it has activated it. This design showed up. So we click different front page. If I check this different front page, it's going to remove that thing and the counting will start from II. Should I do it? All right, let's see. Beautiful. It has disappeared, right? It's no longer there. But the system recognizes that it's still our page 1. So you scroll down, you discover that it's no longer in the first page, but the second page continues the counting. All right, this is where you have II, right? And then if you scroll down to the end, it continues that way with your Roman figure, which is not what we want in the main body. So it is time to separate the preliminary pages from your text, the main text. And how to do it is also very, very simple. What we need to do is what is called page break. We break this page into section. Okay, to break the page into section, first you need to insert that page break. And to do it, all you need to do is to follow the example, my step now. First of all, you go to File, somewhere here. In some other versions of the Word, you see an option towards the end here. But in the version I'm using, is somewhere here. So File, Word option, you click on it. When you click on it, I want to mark all formatting. It gives us a dialog box here. So you click on display. You see display? I've clicked on display. And then you see show all formatting marks. Show all formatting marks. You click on it. Beautiful. Now you've clicked on it, you click OK. Okay? You click OK. Now it's going to put marks. All formatting marks has been noted here. Okay? Now, the reason is that you want to use that mark to cause a break. You see our certification page. So each one is showing there's a break here into a new page. Okay? Beautiful. So you go to the end of the preliminary page, or what you call the front matter. You go to the end of that preliminary page. Let's move down until just before the introduction of the work, the main body of the work. So this is acknowledgement. Okay, this is abstract. Forget the format here. Find out whatever format your department is using. This is just for our learning, okay? So this is the introduction here. And on this page where the introduction appears is where we want our new numbering to start, so that this will end. This Roman figures here will end. So what you need to do is to go to the last session where that page stopped, the preliminary pages. You activate your cursor there, okay? If you activate your cursor there, all right, you put your cursor there. You see the way I put my cursor there? Now my cursor is activated there. You click on the page layout. Okay, now the cursor is there. See page layout here. You click on page layout. When you have clicked on page layout, you will see breaks. There's an arrow there. So you click on this breaks. It gives you a drop down, and on the drop down we see where you have session breaks, next page. So I'm going to click under this session breaks, next page. If I click on it, it's going to cause a break, but that break may put a paragraph or a page between two of them. I will delete it to close the gap. So can I click? Are you with me? Beautiful, thank you. Wow, so it has jumped to a new page. See where our last session stopped. That is the abstract. And then we scroll down. We're almost there. You see there's a break here, and this place is actually empty until the next session. So he added a full page for me. I don't want that page to appear. So I'll bring my cursor up and delete. I'll hit delete key until it has pulled my introduction, which is the body of the work. So we are ready now. So already there is a break, but that break notwithstanding, the system is still recognizing the page numbering the way we put it earlier. Okay, beautiful. So it has given us that break, and then the numbering ends here. Sometimes it may recognize the numbering, but it doesn't matter. All you need to do is that now it is active, you go to the numbering area. This is where the numbering area of this front's first page. You double click on it to activate it. Okay, now I've double clicked on it to activate it. Now listen, just hold on. Now I've double clicked on it, and it's telling me that the counting I want to put here, the numbering here, should be the same as the previous session, but that is not what I want. I don't want it to be the same as the previous session. I want it to be a different thing altogether. And to make sure that is achieved, I will disable this link to the previous session. To do it, look up here. You see, link to previous session. If I click on it, because it's active, it will become deactivated. And that will mean a new counting for me now. All right, so I click on it. Beautiful. So it has removed that spot here. Let me go back again, Control Z. Okay, I double click on this to highlight it. Now it said same as previous, but I will deactivate that connection. Now I've deactivated it. It has recognized that the counting of Roman figures from beginning has stopped here. This new place is not linking to it. So what I need to do next is to now insert my new number. To do it, stay this place that is active. I click insert. All right, page numbering. But you don't just drop the number, you go and format. You see format? I now return it to Arabic number 1, 2, 3. You return it first, and then I want you to start counting from number 1. If I don't do this, it will count from where the former one stopped. So count from number 1. I click OK, and then I now insert the number and insert the number at the bottom the way we did before. You see number 1 now, and it counts from number 1 to the end, which is number 5 here, whereas the beginning is still counting with the Roman figures. Okay, so the next thing to do is to now follow the former arrangement and generate our table of contents. So to generate it, remember what we did. Oh, beautiful. You see all marks are still there. So I'm sure at this point you know how to remove this all markup. To remove it, you go back to File, Option, then Display. And what next? Of course, you have seen it here. So you uncheck it and click OK. It will drop all of that because it can make your work look somehow. Okay, so the work is clean again. So all I need to do is to begin to select like we did before. So this certification page is going to be heading 1. All right, if we get to where we want a sub, we'll pick it. Heading 1. Approver is heading 1, right? Okay, Dedication is heading 1. Acknowledgement. By the way, this is a very beautiful acknowledgement. One of my students, 2024, wrote in her thesis, and I appreciate it so much, her kind words. All right, then abstract is there, heading 1, and then we now enter the body. Okay, introduction, heading 1, and then we'll put session 1 there, like we did earlier. Literature review, session 2, heading 1. I'm sure you know where we will use heading 2 when you have a sub under the main heading, right? So this is heading 1, number 3, and we actually got it in number 4. So I say watch out for my video on how to generate list of table and list of figures. They're also very simple to do. These are skills anybody need to have in this generation. Okay, so this is number 4, heading 1. Okay, the link to that video is in the description here. Just check it out. All right, then this is 4.1. I just want to reduce this, so 4.1, heading 2 now. I'm sure you agree with me. Beautiful, you're intelligent. All right, I respect you. Okay, 4.2 is somewhere here. I'll use this particular file to show you how to generate list of tables and figures. List of tables and figures. So this is heading 2 also. All right, let me just shorten the thing. Okay, and then heading 3, 4.3, heading 2 rather, and then we'll meet the conclusion of the matter, because I'm concluding this training now, and that was going to be heading 1, right, because it's part of the base, and we'll call it 5.5. So number your thesis the way you expected to do it, and once you finish it, you see abstract and reference, heading 1. Once you finish it, it's easy. You just drop that thing and it gives you the list. Okay, so the next page after the cover page, we have conclusion, certification here. I want to move this certification to a new page. To do it, if I hold my shift and control key and I hit enter, it will move to a new page so that I can use this page and do the table of contents. All right, so to do it, remember how we did it. You come to references and then table of contents. You pick whichever one you want. It has automatically dropped everything for me in a very beautiful way. I'm sure you like what you are seeing. So this is where we are going to stop this discussion. If you watch this video, if it's confusing, just take your time and watch it. It's something you can do for your project. Many people in business centers that type and print project, they don't know how to do this. So you print your work, they will start entering the number one by one, and you can make mistake, and it doesn't present good presentation. All right, so use this format, share with your friends so that they can also learn these skills. This is where we are going to end this discussion. Thank you once again for your time. By the way, this is my picture, and I want to appreciate your time in learning from this particular channel. Feel free to share this with others, and do subscribe if you have not subscribed. Thank you very much, and God bless you. Do have a blessed day. Cheers.